You guys know who the goat is, don't you?
Who?
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
I'm the goat.
Hey, stop eating stuff, Bob.
Bad. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
And this is the Board Game Rundown. And today we are going to do something a little different. This is a preview for not one, not two, but actually 3 games. We have from the designer of Ostia and the people that brought you that game and Aqua Garden, which is technically out already.
Yep.
They are doing a trilogy. So what is going to happen with this set and why this video will be a little different is we're going to kind of talk about some of the mechanics and everything, but there's a lot of overlap and that's deliberate. So if you are familiar with Aqua Garden, you're going to take those base mechanics, which is you are going to have a board where you are going to go as far as you want on that board and you're going to get what
you land on.
What you land on. That's a great way to put it, as long as nobody else is there. And then that's going to allow you then to take other actions sort of on a rondel on your own player board, like buying additional items, things like that. So in Aqua Garden, you are going around and you are buying fish and you are putting them in your different aquariums. You are going to pass an event space and then you're going to get paid. And depending on what card you have, what event card you have, is going to tell you how you get paid and how much you get paid. And you get, the cool thing is you get to combine sort of those event spaces together to make your sets.
Yeah, it's like there's the 2 on the end are going to be like combined, and as you depending on what you have in those 2 aquariums, you're going to get paid accordingly.
So, and also, and very important to know, is the aquariums can only support so much,
so much air.
Yeah, there's only so much oxygen in the water or whatever for the fish to get. So you need to be able to, depending on the size of the fish and what you're adding to it, you need to populate those aquariums accordingly. There's going to be all kinds of different scoring bonuses that you can get based on combinations and groupings and things like that. So Aqua Garden is out. There's already expansions for it and everything. Yep. But what they're doing now is they're doing this trilogy where you're going to have these other 2 games that are going to be based sort of in the same oeuvre. So you're gonna have the very same base mechanics. So Sky Garden, you're going to be moving around the board. You're going to be filling up your own player board with different types of birds, different sizes.
Right.
Now there's also this achievement board.
Yeah, achievement board. Yeah.
So, and it's going to run 3 rows of 3.
Yeah. Yep. 3 rows of 3.
And so when you meet that achievement, you're going to put one of your achievement cubes on that spot. Only thing that matters is you can't put an achievement cube on a place you've already got an achievement, and you wouldn't want to anyways, because the way this works, you need as many of those cubes out in the different locations, because if you fulfill a row or a column, you're going to get the reward. And if you're the first one to do it,
it's a bigger reward.
It's a better, an even better reward. The other thing with this game is you are going on your player board, you're going to have an egg tracker. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have this little nest,
literal nest.
That's very cool. And it's got icons inside of that for each of the 6 different kinds of birds. And then there's a golden egg in the middle. Mm-hmm. So if you get the correct achievement, you might be able to get that golden egg if you're the first one to do it. Otherwise, if you take a nest and you have it in an area and you have 2 of the same birds, they're going to make an egg during sort of, if you land on a space with the breeding phase. Mm-hmm. So if you do that and you already have that, if you already have 2 toucans, for example, mm-hmm. if you already have that egg covered up in your nest, what you're going to do is you're going to move your egg tracker up, because at the end of the game, you're going to multiply the number of eggs you have in your nest times
the points you have up top of the egg tracker.
Yes. So, I mean, you can have up to 7 eggs.
With the golden egg, yes, 7 eggs.
So 6 otherwise, right? 1 for each kind. And that's what's going to really make this one different than Aqua Garden, is the way that you get these achievements on the side and those rows and columns, and then that nest mechanic. Yep. And it really makes it feel like a different game. We'll get into like our thoughts on like each one, but like while we're explaining really fast. So then Dino Garden, again, similar mechanic, but very different.
Very different.
So around this one, you're going around, you're getting different types of dinosaurs off the board. You're going to have a food track, like a carnivore tracker. Mm-hmm. You've got a feeder at your park, and he moves counterclockwise, and he's going to take the meat around and drop it off in the different pens with the different carnivores. Mm-hmm. And the carnivores are going to have different kinds of meat that they like. The other thing is they have a completely different way that you're going to score your events. There's a top and a bottom event that are linked. They're tiles that are randomly put out. Like there's tops and there's bottoms. And so if you meet one, you can put your cube on it. When you hit that bottom one, then you're going to be able to put that cube down in the middle, because the farther left you are, the more points it's worth. And then you're also going to get to play one of your bonus cards that you have in your hand. There's 5
cards when there's 4 rewards. So
5 cards and 4 rewards. So you're going to have to choose wisely, be judicious, but all the cards are great. All the rewards are great.
Very useful.
And again, sort of like the sky and the dino, there's sort of different things going on, like in different combinations.
Like you can reveal lakes, you can add volcanoes.
Yes.
And kind of increase like how many animals can be in each location.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Aqua Garden has its own thing. Sky Garden has its own thing, which will give you a little bit of bonuses there. But at the end of the day, where this one really you're going to score a lot of your points is throwing meat, making sure your
carnivores are getting eaten or are eating.
Because then once everybody goes all the way around, then you go into sort of the feeding. Right? No, the feeding is when they move.
Second one, the predator phase.
The predator phase. So the predators are going to all eat the meat. The thing that's nice is the predators don't eat the dinosaurs.
The actual dinosaurs, correct.
They just eat the meat that they provide.
Yeah.
So, or that was left there by the feeder.
Right.
So the dinosaurs, you're going to feed all your dinosaurs. You're going to move up that carnivore track. That's going to give you different bonuses as well. Then you're going to have the production phase. And so all of those herbivore dinosaurs are going to produce a specific type of meat related to them. And you're just going to put them all out on the board. And then your feeder guy can, when you have opportunities to move him, you can pick up and drop that meat off in different spots, or you could just leave it because you might be able to build up a little engine where you've got like, well, this guy likes this kind of meat.
Right. Let him produce it and just eat it right off the bone, as it were.
No doubt. That's basically all 3 games in a nutshell. They all are 1 to 4 players. We played every one of them at 2 players.
Yep.
When you play with 2 players, I actually appreciate it.
Pseudo dummy player. Yeah.
It's a pseudo dummy player. All it does is because the player in last, after you take an action, the player who is the furthest behind, it could be you again, is going to move up.
Can move to whatever space they want.
Yeah,
and as long as you're the last player, you get to keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that dummy player, all they're going to do is they're going to move ahead of the farthest ahead player, and they're going to block that space. They're going to basically consume those, the dinosaurs or birds or whatever on there and move them over the wasteland board or the other forest board or whatever.
Yeah.
Because again, those boards, each one of these has a board where you are then able to buy those pieces and place them adjacent to where your worker is. Not to mention there's unique critters for each game that all give you special abilities, scoring abilities, different things like that.
Either special birds or special fish or special dinos.
Ongoing effects, things like that. Yep. So all of these games have the same sort of core mechanic.
Yes.
But they all play differently and score differently and feel very different. So let's just kind of go through and give our thoughts on like each one.
Sure.
Now, technically only Aqua Garden's out. Yeah. And we have Bob, actually, it's really funny because we were playing this and Bob's like, this sounds really familiar.
I have this game. I do. I kickstarted this back in 2021.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just a much smaller box, and it's not as fancy of boards and whatnot as what's coming out now. So that's actually a much nicer version.
And these are just like pre-production, like prototype samples or pre-production samples. So these are what we saw is really close to what final production is going to be, but there can be some differences.
Yeah.
But so Aqua Garden, Bob, why don't you give me some of your thoughts on Aqua Garden and what spoke to you about it?
So I enjoyed Aqua Garden. It was to me, it seems more like entry level. It's one of his, the first designs in this trilogy, as it were. And it does feel that way. As you play through, it's very simple to wrap your mind around and to get going and to figure out how that base mechanism works. There are a bunch of expansions for it. I haven't used any of the expansions yet, but there's a bunch of stuff out for this. I would imagine they're going to include some of it, or at least have some of it available. And on the Kickstarter page. But it adds a whole bunch of stuff, which will complicate it a little bit. But it's not overly so. Like I think this is a good like gateway plus type of game.
And
like I like the fish on it, and I just. That's a good it's a good genre. Like I love
silk
the
screen meeples.
yes,
I don't think there
all
was
the meeples look
anything-
look cool. They look like what they're supposed to.
There were no color issues.
There were no color issues. My biggest color issue was that the green player was barely green. It looked yellow to me, and a couple times I tried to grab it because I always play yellow, but there was no yellow player. But that's a me thing, not a game thing. But no, this is a really good kind of like entry. It'll teach you how to do the that mechanic where if you're in last place, it's your
Not
turn
enough
to go.
games do that.
Not enough
mechanic,
games,
and
yeah,
I really am excited to see
yes,
another
I remember
one.
there's one of our favorite games we talk about a lot is that Australia.
Yes,
And that has one of those when you're in the back, it's your turn to go. So you can just do like a small action.
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm still in the back. I get to go again. And you get to keep going until you're not the last person, then the other person gets to go. And so yeah, I really enjoyed that in this game, in all these games actually. So.
Yeah, and all these games. Yeah, everything Bob said. I really also one of the fun things I liked about this is the puzzly aspect of trying to get those combinations and mix and match the sizes of the fish.
Because and plus you got to be careful with like, okay, well this takes 2 oxygen, this takes an oxygen.
Well,
if I put a seaweed in there, then I get like more oxygen in there.
And then the other thing though, and this one had that the other ones didn't, is that like the sea turtles can't be with sharks. Like the sharks gonna eat about
sharks
everything.
Can eat everything. Yeah, you can't have certain things with certain things because they're just going to eat it.
Yeah. So that did add
That
like
was
a
unique to
layer
that.
of like complexity that was only in this one. And I will also just want to point out, if they I hope they keep it the same way, the player board and the main board, all the scoring's on there.
Yes,
like
all the end game scoring that was right
all
on the
the
bottom
end game
there.
scoring. Your player board, it tells you like what
can go where,
how
much oxygen
with
eats,
what.
yeah.
Because I was really worried, like, oh no, we just have these prototypes. We don't have any player aids.
Right.
Didn't need them.
It's on the board.
It's all on the board. It was really, really
It was
smart
design.
and very excited about that. I thought this was really good. I think everything you said, like entry level, like Gateway Plus.
Yeah.
It's like one step past like your relatives that don't play anything or only play like card games or something.
Sure, yeah.
But if you can get them to sit down, you know, they can play this. And I would even say now it says 15 and up. I could definitely play this with my 13-year-old, you know, pretty easily. And depending on your kids, maybe
if they played some games before,
they might even be able to go a little younger, you know, and stuff like that. But that's Aqua Garden. Let's get into Sky Garden.
Okay. So the cool thing about Sky Garden is it really stepped up the complexity. Like it made it a little fiddly because you have all the other board to manage. You have the nest you have to manage. So it's not as Gateway Plus. It's definitely like you kind of got to know what you're doing with board games and whatnot. And there are icons as you're going around the outside of that board and do those different types of things. You have to pay attention because there's those little tiny icons that are going to let you do the nesting and to do like the breeding. That's what
breeding. Yeah.
And then what was the other one on there? There's another icon on there too, right? Oh, to buy the specialty birds. There's icons to buy the specialty birds.
Yes.
And so you got to kind of watch for those and deal with that. So
yeah, this one actually like ramped up. That was really interesting because it wasn't overwhelming. Like it felt like just the right. It was like a big step, but not like
too much.
Yeah,
right.
It was a really interesting big step, and man, really provided a lot of great choices. And I loved the way that achievement board worked with the
doing the rows and the columns, because then you could get like the right one at the right time, and that's going to give you 2 bonus effects, and then you could use those to trigger other things. And it
was really satisfying. And I really like Wingspan Eat Your Heart Out. The egg mechanic in this, I loved the egg scoring in this. It was really good.
It was really good. And then there's that bonus spot that you can buy too. So normally you only have like the 6 spots around your board, and then this one has another forest that you can get. It's basically considered adjacent to all of your spots, no matter where your worker is at. Because normally when you move your worker on your personal player board, you have to you're only interacting with the 2 spots that he's adjacent to.
Yes.
That's it. Then that extra spot you buy is adjacent to everything.
And
then you can add like a little tree to it for forest. It's kind of like so it adds like increases the capacity.
Yeah.
Right. Just like the lakes would increase the capacity also, which that's a neat way to do it because they've got a dual layer player board and there's a little cardboard insert that fits over it. And you can put a tree on top to add the tree, or you pull that bit out and there's water underneath, and that's how you get your lake.
I really was excited about that and how that worked. That was a really fun, like physical aspect of the game. And it all looks great, provides great table presence. Again, all of these have like top-notch silkscreen meeples.
Yeah.
And they all look really good.
Yep.
I think you're playing any one of these games at a convention or a meetup, people are gonna
Right.
stop and be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into Dino Garden.
Sure.
Now, Dino Garden, I feel like is somehow even more crunchy than Sky Garden.
Yeah, yes and no. Like, so it doesn't have that whole extra like board. I mean, it has your own personal board where you're trying to do because like you have that whole trying to plan out the eating, right? And make sure
that's
each
like
one.
I
That's
think
the
that's
hard part.
the hard part to
Mhm.
keep straight.
Right.
And because we literally like played these back to back to back, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
played them all in order. We played
Yep.
1, 2, and then 3.
Yep.
And so I think after going and going in one direction and only the one direction for
Yes.
so long,
Yeah.
that when we had to remember that we've
That
got
the
this
feeder
other
guy goes
dude
the other
the
way.
other way, it's like,
Yeah.
okay. Now I was able to utilize that really well. We should talk
Yeah.
about high scores. No.
But maybe on the first game. The
Only-
second game was super. It was
yeah.
like 2, like a point. I think it was 1 point.
1 point.
Because had we gotten the points for the coins, I would have gotten 2 points and jumped ahead of you.
Yeah.
But the Dino game, we're not gonna talk about that game.
I did pretty well.
You did pretty good. Well, the thing that kind of messed me up is, and to keep in mind, is that feeder guy only moves when you land on one of those spots
Yes.
that says to move your feeder person. So you got to make sure that not only are you going around the board and you're trying to get the dinos and the meat and all the stuff that you want to get, you have to make sure you're landing on those spots specifically because you have to move that feeder guy unless you're just going to spawn all your herbivores with your carnivores.
Which is the workaround.
Which is not, yeah.
That's the workaround if you can't move your feeder.
Right. But I was trying to line up because they get bonus. So you get points for having, same thing with all of them. You have points for having them out, but then you have other conditions like, oh, if this is with a tree or if this is with a volcano or this is with a lake or a body of waters, they're worth more points. And I was trying to focus on that, which meant all my herbivores were together by the water and all the carnivores were like stay next to them. I really wish that they could eat some of those.
They were real hungry.
They were pretty hungry by the end there. But no, it was really good, and they all felt very different, and they all have different quirks about each of them. So while there is that same base mechanism, I feel like there's definitely room for all 3 of these in your collection.
I would say so. They all felt different enough. Different enough.
Yep.
And I think if you like Aqua Garden, I'm just gonna say you're gonna like the other ones. You might like one a little bit
right,
more
like I'm more into dinosaurs than I am for birds, but you could use those themes to kind of pull people into it, you know.
But I think you'll get but I think you're gonna get a good experience out of any of them.
And I like how modular this one was too. Because like the way like all the scoring tile bits were all modular.
Yes.
You're dealt the 2 cards, you get to choose which one you want.
And then your carnivore track was also
carnivore
modular.
track is all modular. Yeah.
So
different. There's like 6 or
something. You're just getting a different. Everybody's gonna get a different one. They're gonna score differently.
They're very different. Asymmetrical is the word I was looking for.
Asymmetric. Yeah. So it's really crazy because all 3 of these games I had no idea what to expect.
Right.
And I felt like the way that they ramped up and moved also made sense in playing them in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Because after this set me up to play Sky Garden.
Right.
Like
trying to jump into that, having not played that, it would taken us longer to get going.
I might have
because you're trying to make sure you're not forgetting the normal mechanisms.
I might have had a few dud turns, a few more dud turns.
Could use a few more of those.
Yeah, you're welcome. But then and then I was really ready for this guy by the time we got to it because again, keeping in mind that other mechanic.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like when I was playing this, I was missing like, oh, I want to make the eggs. The egg track was so cool, but I was really doing a great job of moving up that carnivore track. So that was great. Like, so you're just going to have different things you're going to encounter with each of them.
The dino meeples looked really good too.
Man, they look great.
All the meeples, like the sea turtles had the little legs on them and everything. The sharks, the big whales.
The whales, yeah. They all looked really good. They did a very nice job. I cannot wait to see the finished versions of these.
Yeah.
Even though these they're pretty finished.
Yeah.
But like you see the one that had the insert versus the 2 that don't yet, right?
Sure,
because that was out already.
Right.
But in a different box. But I also will just now say that anything that this person does, I'm in because between Ostia,
dude, Ostia is
4
awesome.
for 4.
Yeah, 4
for 4.
Yeah.
Because while I love Ostia and will play Ostia in a heartbeat, these are so much more accessible to people.
Yeah, because Ostia's going to take you a while. It's going to be a good 2 hours to play Ostia.
Yeah, what I love about it doesn't feel like 2 hours.
It does not overstay its welcome at all. It plays just the right amount of time.
But we learned and played all of these games in an afternoon without hardly any trouble.
Yep.
At all.
Yep.
And that was even with stopping for Bob to run and check and see if he actually did have Aqua Garden.
Yeah.
And start comparing.
That's right. And I made a breakfast in there too.
Yeah, he did. He did. So like lots of gameplay in here and replayability, like for for ages.
Yeah.
Because of the way the board gets seated and everything. It's always going to come out differently. They've got these
Yeah.
great big bags.
Reaching in, pull 'em
Even
out.
Mike's tiny fingers and big palms.
No
could fit in
excuses there. Yeah.
So I mean, these guys are crushing it. This is not a paid thing or anything like that. Just want to put that out there. They sent us these. I imagine we're gonna have to pass them along, and it'll make me sad. But yeah, this designer, these people,
crushing it.
And I'm not sure how easy it is going to be to get some of these games in the States. So the crowdfunding may be your only opportunity to get it in the near future without like paying through the nose in the secondary market.
Yeah, because I remember like I kickstarted Ostia when that came out, and I put, and it was dual layer player boards. It's a beautiful edition. I'm not sure exactly how much I paid for it, but now when I look at the secondary market on how much it is to get that game, whoo, I'm glad I kickstarted it.
Yeah. Yeah, I will never get rid of my copy of Ostia, but I could and get a mint for it.
You could.
And so, but I won't.
It's like, fine, you can send your kid to college.
Right. But I guess my point is like, hey,
jump on it
if these look interesting to you. If you're a fan, if you liked Ostia, I'm going to say, look at these. If you liked Ostia, because they're completely different. But they're very well designed games, and it's really exciting when there's like a publisher like this. Right? I don't know anybody from this place. I've emailed them, right? Like, and things like that, but I don't know anybody personally. I'd love to, but it's like this weird little company, from Japan, and they're amazing. Their games are amazing, and I want to see more of them every time. Every time. It's almost, I don't want to say a blind buy, but almost a blind buy now. Just for
4-4, it's kind of hard to argue with.
4-4, it's kind of hard to not.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to go into as we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I think we pretty much hit on everything.
So we skipped the top down.
Yeah.
The rundown from the top down, because all of these games play very similar. There's going to be lots of B-roll you've probably seen interspliced. And I would just say email us and ask us questions, or find us.
Yeah, comment on the video. Yeah, find our Discord, ask us questions there. And I do, like I said, I do have my Aqua Garden. Maybe we'll do a review on that.
I think we do a review on that, and then you just see that, and you're going to have a good idea. Very good foundation on how the other games play.
Yep.
So I guess that's all I've got. Anything else?
I think we hit it. All
right, guys. For the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
We'll see you next time.
Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
I do like to party.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.